this is Megan Graber, MTBC, and I wanted to share a song that I adapted from a children's book called Inside a House That Is Haunted. So I basically just took the lyrics from this song and put them to music in my own sort of way, and then at the end had to do a little bit of adapting with the lyrics just because you don't get the visuals of the book. So changed it up just a little bit, but you can do a lot of fun things with this, like adding instruments for each of the elements that reoccurs and do whatever you like with it. But just wanted to share. Here is a house that is haunted. Here is the hen that knocked on the house that is haunted. Here is the hen that knocked on the door and startled the spider that dropped to the floor inside a house that is haunted. Here is the hen that knocked on the door and startled the spider that dropped to the floor. That frightened the ghost who awoke and cried boo inside a house that is haunted. Here is the hen that knocked on the door and startled the spider that dropped to the floor. That frightened the ghost who awoke and cried boo, surprising the cat that jumped and screeched mew inside a house that is haunted. Here is the hen that knocked on the door and startled the spider that dropped to the floor. That frightened the ghost who awoke and cried boo, surprising the cat that jumped and screeched mew. That shook up the bats that swept through the air inside a house that is haunted. And then it goes through a couple more verses that I'm just going to skip down to the bottom because it gets kind of long. Okay, last verse. Here is the hen that knocked on the door and startled the spider that dropped to the floor. That frightened the ghost who awoke and cried boo, surprising the cat that jumped and screeched mew. That shook up the bats that swooped through the air and jolted the owl who cried who's there. That spooked the mummy that ran with a shriek, rattling the skeleton who moved with the creak. That woke the monster who stomped on huge feet, threw open the door and heard trick or treat from a child dressed as a pumpkin. The monster